See, I don't do anything when I'm recording this.
I'm building in Minecraft. I have to build Frank a home.
Oh God, Frank again.
Hey,
Again.
it's
Right.
me. What do you expect me to
Okay.
do?
Right, that's enough preamble. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Immaterial Gamers podcast that currently doesn't have a name yet. And I keep changing those words around, interchangeably all the way through, so it technically does have a name every week. So my name's Ryan, otherwise known as Notimagain, and I'm glad to say that is the first time in 3 podcasts I've managed to actually introduce myself before the end of it.
Congratulations, Ryan. Let's give him a hand. Yay!
I don't like
Thank
this.
you. Thank you very much. I'm here all week. So this is being recorded on the 19th of August 2018 in a very, very slow news week.
Yes.
Well, I mean, in terms of video games, there's been other stuff that's happened in the news that's very depressing and controversial, but we talk video games, not the horrors of life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's move on with that. So, I've got 3 people with me today because it seems that doing a 4-person podcast is actually good. It works. So, let's get to introductions. First of all, I have my very good friend, Stefan, otherwise known as Masamuni113. Say hello.
All praise the Frank.
Yes, our great old cultist himself, forever worshipping what can always be considered as bad bacon. Moving on, we've got the General. It's Stephen, and he's here to say hello.
Hey everyone.
Oh yeah, he's also got about half a throat, so he'll be able to do at least twice a podcast. That's how it works, isn't it?
I think that's about that.
Yeah. And finally, from the Great White North, with skyscrapers aplenty, it's GeoffVader, it's Duncan.
You know, Canada's really not that great or white, to be perfectly honest.
But is it north?
It is north. Okay, I'll give you that one. 1 out of 3, not bad.
Yeah.
Just call it the sticky place. They have all the maple syrup.
The sticky place. The great sticky place. Tasty. Right, okay, so let's go through the usual orders of business. We will be looking at some games that we may have been playing over the week. We'll look at a couple of other pieces of gaming news on the slow news week that the gaming industry has been in. And then finally, we'll be looking at a surprising question, which I've not asked anyone yet, and so no one has any idea what it's going to be about.
Ooh,
Okay.
secrets.
Interesting.
So yeah, before we move on to the secrets, let's start with what we've been playing. So I'm going to choose Duncan first.
Oh, good. I don't have much to talk about. So the only thing I have really worth saying about this week is that I have an update for our progress in our Ark game that I've been playing with Stefan the last while.
Oh yes, the speed run.
Yeah, it's the speed run where we
Hey.
try to kill all the bosses, and it takes us a month to kill every boss.
Don't remember
Uh,
saying this was a speed run.
Wow.
It was your idea. Anyway, we killed the first boss, guys. We did it.
Hey.
Yes. We'll give you a round of applause there. Yes.
I killed the first boss, not we. I.
Yeah. Well,
I bred them dinos. I did heavy work.
I guess you did get most of those dinosaurs, yes. So yeah, I guess it was kind of Stefan's victory. I was there. I helped.
You were there for
Hey.
achievement. You were in achievement hall.
Yeah, cheerleading. You know.
I did more than cheerleading. I
he
was
quite
the support
literally.
dinosaur.
Yeah, he quite literally roared for our victory.
Yes, I yelled at the enemy boss, and that's how we won. That was my contribution.
Oh. Was it more like just going up and saying, "Hey, big feet, come on."
Actually, it was
Have
a
some.
spider, so it had
Yeah.
little feet
Oh.
Had a big
Many
ass.
feet.
and a bunch of spiders.
So in a game about dinosaurs, your first boss was a spider.
To be
Yeah.
fair, there are spider enemies in the game as well, and it had a bunch of those types of enemies as its entourage. But yes, the main boss was it was kind of like the giant spider from the second Harry Potter movie.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so we killed some. Oh yeah, Harry Potter fans are gonna love us.
Yeah.
What was that spider's name? Aragog? Something like that?
Yes. It was indeed Aragog.
We killed Aragog, guys. on easy difficulty. So that's one of 3 bosses in this map, of which there are 3 difficulties per boss. So, making progress.
Nice. It is getting there. So, do you say Ark was pretty much what you had this week then?
Pretty much. I played a little bit of Civ 5 by myself, but not much to report there.
Fair enough. We'll come back in about 1200 turns. City-states should have been founded, and the United Nations peace treaty should be on its way.
Peace treaty, you foolish man.
Yeah, have you ever tried playing
There
that
will be
game
no
with
peace.
Peace.
I hope.
I need to pick
How
up
is
that
that?
one. I played the older Civilization games, but I need to pick up Civ 5.
5 is pretty good. I never tried 6, but Steph says he doesn't like 6.
Yeah, I don't like 6.
I played some of 6, and 5 seems to be the way
Yeah.
it's the way to go. But let's move on from 4X strategy games, hopefully for this week, and let's choose Steph.
Oh, Dauntless.
Ooh, more Dauntless.
And Monster Hunter. I've kind of been jumping between them both.
Okay, fair enough. So then you go for your comparisons then. So Monster Hunter versus Dauntless.
Dauntless is a lot more open world. It's literally, you go into the town. Wait, which game did I just say? I'm getting confused.
You said Dauntless.
I've said the wrong game.
You mean Monster Hunter. So Monster
Yeah.
Hunter's more open
Monster
world.
Hunter World is a lot more open. The map, I could fight a lot more monsters in the map of Monster World than Dauntless. Dauntless, you go in for one hunt and that'll be it. I could spend a whole day hunting things in Monster Hunter World and find a lot of things that I can't kill or will just chase me away.
Fair dues.
I've not really got into the crafting that much in Monster World yet, so I'm not sure about that.
See, that was the thing that I remember about the Monster Hunter games as opposed to Dauntless, where it was you sort of went and built stuff in preparation to take on the monster, as opposed to Dauntless's way of crafting, which was you built nice armor using the rewards that you got from beating the giant monster.
Oh no, Dauntless has the whole thing of building to prepare yourself. Because your armor starts getting resistances for things that you fight a bit further on down the line. It's like there's one creature that gives you fire resistance, and your next creature after that is fire.
So no, I mean my only experience of Monster Hunter though, because I know that happens late on in Dauntless, but my only experience of Monster Hunter was Monster Hunter Portable for the PSP. And that was a case, it was like, right, so you're going to get some information on the giant monster you want to beat, but you just need to go and like kill like little creatures and go get wood and get stuff like that. It's like, we won't give you the armor that will help you take on the creature or the monster straight off. You need to go
you have to work for it.
Yeah, sort of work for it. Dauntless is a bit more spoils of war in a sense. It's like you beating the monster below the one with the fire resistance gets you the preparation for the next one. But it wasn't a case of like scouting for everything first.
For what I have done with the Monster Hunter World stuff, it has been a bit like that so far.
Yeah. And have you been doing anything else so far?
Apart from that, Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I'm afraid it's the modded Minecraft. So I've not
mod?
been able to swim yet. I believe we're playing Revelations. It's one of Feed the Beast's biggest mod packs.
Oh, right, okay. So it's sort of part of the Feed the Beast collection.
Yeah, but it's meant to have the most mods that any mod pack's ever had. So it's a lot glitchy. One update just removed half the stuff Terry did the other day.
Oh no!
That doesn't sound good.
What happened to Terry's stuff?
He's fixed it. A lot of recipes and that have changed and things that he doesn't need anymore.
So it's more of like getting rid of redundant stuff rather than sort of it just disappearing.
Wasn't
glitchy-wise.
redundant. Wasn't redundant when he first built it.
Well, it'd be considered redundant now, or just anger-inducing. Is that an enchantment you can use these days?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not.
Anger-inducing?
I'm just waiting for the mod pack to catch up with normal Minecraft where I can actually swim in the water. Swim.
Swimming. Why? What's stopping you from swimming at the moment?
No, in the newer versions of Minecraft, you can actually shift and actually go into like a whole swimming state, and you become
rather
like
than just sort of like...
yeah, so just like floating, standing there.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right, that makes a bit more
and
sense.
it makes a bit more of a mechanic to the game. There's also other sea creatures. I think there's from what I've last heard was turtles. I believe they're adding sharks in at some point, unless they've already done it.
Fair enough.
I don't know anything else about that.
Okay.
I know Minecraft's getting its own film.
Oh yeah. Everything's getting its own film these days.
Yeah.
It's just like one of the news pieces we've got. You know, some of them are getting their own TV series, but I'll explain that a bit later on. So let's look at Steve. What have you been playing?
Just a mix of different things. I want to try and stay out of the 4X sort of stuff.
If it's what's there, it's what's there. But
on my Xbox, it's been a case of Rainbow Six Siege. Looking forward to the new update coming for it. The new operators
next
have
month,
just
innit?
been announced. Yeah.
okay, so which one? What operation have we got now?
It'll be...
It's
Operation Purple Gorilla.
it's not. It's to do with London.
Oh,
Operation Purple London Gorilla.
it's Grim Dark, I think it is the next one.
Yeah. It's like power
Oh,
out
Grim
in
Sky,
London.
sorry. Grim Sky, yeah.
ooh.
Grim.
Yeah,
Sky.
it's about time that London had a terrorist operation and needed to be cleaned up. No, actually, that's a bad thought. Actually, no, because given this week's news, it was a bad idea. But yeah, I mean, it's not that Ubisoft could predict, terrorist incidents happening that may prevent them, that may prevent them releasing an expansion that is to do with a terrorist incident. But
I mean, given just, not to get, newsy and political at all, but just like to briefly touch on the fact is like, let's face it, the UK's been having a pretty rough time lately, just the last little while. It's entirely possible they've been working on this for a while and just thought, okay, well, there's been a bit of a quiet period, maybe now's the time, and then,
yeah. I mean, it says that just in case anyone has been, living under a cave, the UK got hit with, what should we say, 3 terrorist incidents in the space of 2 weeks last year.
Wait, last year? I thought you were gonna say sometime this week. I was gonna say I've never heard of this.
Last year it was like I want to say it was like 4 or 5, maybe that much. It was a lot. It was a lot of incidents all over the country.
Yeah, I mean, I can say the UK's had it bad. I mean, it's not as bad as, let's say, somewhere like France, where it seems to be happening so often you can just look at your phone and go, yeah, friends, it's France again. Yeah, anyway, brief depression aside, have they had any previews of the operators that would be around for
Yes, they have.
this one then?
Yeah.
I don't remember the names. Do you, Stu?
The name of the new operators is Maverick and Clash.
Nice.
Maverick and
Clash. Is Clash the one with the shield?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clash has got a glass shield. She's worked with Mirror and Glaz.
Mm-hmm.
This is a thing where now operators are teaming up to train a new operator. So
right, okay.
Mirror
so
and Glaz
like...
trained Crash, I believe. So
Clash.
she had Clash. So she has a glass bulletproof shield, which has stunning capabilities.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a bit of sense. And then what's Maverick got?
A blowtorch.
Yeah, who's he meant to have worked
A
with?
blowtorch.
He can cut a slit in reinforced walls,
Yeah. And it's
Right.
quiet as well. It's
making a
silent.
pee-pee hole for he to shoot through.
So it's like an even smaller version of Hibana's thing.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's useful. However, it takes a long time to make bigger holes, so it increases your risk of using it as well.
Okay.
So-
But that's
they-
actually interesting. That side take some mechanics like the fact that a reinforced wall is going to prevent damage. Now just having the ability to.
They're both defenders as well.
Mm.
It's
Oh,
not
that's good to know.
attackers.
That seems to be
one-
the way they're handling the rotation when they're going like attackers,
Yeah.
defenders, and so on.
Right,
No,
yeah,
it's one of each, I think, actually. 1 second.
I'm sure both of them are defenders, because they did turn around and say Clash would be the first defender with a shield.
Yeah, wasn't Operation White Noise
Attackers.
2 attackers, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then the last one that just came by, the one in Italy, that was both, those, what were they? They were defenders, yeah, they were both
Yeah,
defenders.
they're both defenders. So they've gone
Yeah.
defenders, they've gone attackers, defenders, and then there will be attackers again.
Right. Just looking at the article I'm reading, it's saying Maverick's an attacker, but...
See, I don't think he would be. I think he'd be a lot better as a defender, even if he is an attacker.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of doing like one of each, personally.
Yeah, I prefer it that way. 'Cause then you've got better balance.
Because it's tough, you know, it's like even if the characters themselves aren't terribly unbalanced when they first come out, I mean, because of how different they tend to play, people aren't used to them yet. They're not thinking about how to protect against those things or attack into those things. And so even if the characters are balanced eventually, they're not initially balanced if there's 2 people per team that the other team has no defense.
I just want to know what happens when Montang and Clash are the only ones left.
Ooh,
Shield War.
Oh, yes, that'd be
that'll be
great.
Mm.
interesting.
Turtle fight.
Just want some like epic Hollywood music while it's happening as well, just like dun 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 dun.
I just imagine like the music from like Neo versus Agent Smith from Matrix 2.
Oh god. Oh yes, actually that would just be great. And then just one of them says more, and then everything goes crazy. God, Rainbow Six. I really should get back and play some more of that now.
Yeah, but now the issue is Steve needs to play on PC.
Yeah,
Well, I suppose.
yeah.
Because
Maybe.
I've actually been thinking of going back to it recently.
They need that cross-platform compatibility like they got with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've not even
actually,
tried that on Minecraft yet.
that would actually work. Yeah, probably better than what would be happening with Sony at the moment. But again,
Oh, yeah.
we'll go back to
Probably talk
we'll
about
go back
that
to
later.
that. So yeah, so Steve, what else have you been up to other than Rainbow Six?
Yeah, Endless Legends. I mentioned it before we started. I've gone back to that to give it a try. As it turns out, it was this time last year I last played it, so I thought I'd go back into it. Didn't realise it had been that long.
I think I've got the game, I just don't play it.
I enjoy my strategy games. Always have, always will, really. And then, of course, the other one I mentioned in the first podcast when I was in is Europa Universalis.
The grand strategy games.
Yeah. Playing as Mali at the moment. We've got all of Central Africa currently, but it's like 15, 20, and there's another 300 years left to go. So, I'll see if I can conquer all of Africa. That's the goal.
Not bad. Takeover is taking over the world is always good. Taking over the universe is much better.
I prefer the universe. I want the micro universe, bugger the main one.
The macroverse.
Yeah.
Just the tiniest universe. It's in a marble. Be great. Okay, so have you had anything else, or are they your sets?
They're my main ones.
Fair dues. So this week I haven't actually been playing much new. I've been going through WoW again in the age-old epic of trying to actually catch up and get ready for Battle for Azeroth, which currently, as of recording, I'm already 5 days late.
I was about to ask, are you actually in it yet?
No, not yet. Immaterial is currently at 101. She's nearly 102. Things are getting good. I managed to virtually skip an expansion in the form of Warlords of Draenor because of how quick it is to level in that expansion. But yeah, still not there yet. Once we manage to wake Matt out of his Battle for Azeroth slumber, he'll be probably on the podcast discussing what's in there and what's fun. But yeah, since I'm not there, I can't really describe much about that. Other than that, it was just more asphalt on my phone.
Yeah.
And it's been board games for me. Yesterday, a bunch of the Immaterial gamers, myself included, were at a game night, and yeah, just board games. Played a good game of Betrayal at House on the Hill, which lasted forever.
What? I've never heard of it or played it.
Betrayal at House on the Hill is a nice board game. It starts off as a co-op exploration board game. You are a bunch of
I think I've played it with you.
You have played it with me.
Yeah, once you the title of it, I couldn't remember. Once you started trying to describe it, I remember it.
Yeah. So yeah. So you are a bunch of horror movie tropes like scared children, mad scientist, investigative reporter, high school student, college student, stuff
High
like
school
that.
dropout.
Yeah. Exploring a haunted house because, horror movie tropes, they can't help but explore a haunted house. And as you explore the house, you'll get items, you get events happen, like dripping walls and ghostly things trying to attack you, and haunted items called omens. And once you trigger an item, which is done through dice rolling, you then have a haunt that happens, which means one, or at least one of your friends that you had been exploring the house with becomes a big dirty traitor and tries to kill you through horror movie tropes such as spawning rats, causing an apocalypse, communing with an old god, the usual. And it is the job of the now classified as survivors to take them out.
Sounds kind of like that Joss Whedon movie. What's it called? The Cabin in the Woods. That's it.
Yeah, in a sense, except in this one you don't have a group of scientists in the background trying to manipulate a scenario that sacrifices can happen. That all just happens in the game. What I like about it though is that the haunt is randomly generated. So there are multiple scenarios based on combinations of room and omen. There's like 48 scenarios or something, like the one that we played last night. One of our party suddenly became a were-rat and was trying to cause swarms of rats to take over the world, and we had to prevent it from happening.
Why would you prevent that?
Because rats, scratchy,
We have cats.
clawy.
We're fine.
And the plague. Don't forget the plague.
Yeah.
Do you know the weirdest thing is? Rats didn't actually spread the plague that much.
Yeah. But you think cats, if they actually had the choice to save the world or sit on their arse, what are they going to choose?
Hunt rats.
Yeah, but they do that for sport.
But that's
Not out of any necessities for survival.
just don't feed the buggers.
Oh right, so you're basically saying, yeah, the only way you're gonna get fed is if you kill these rats.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, we were playing that. We played a good old game of Atmosphere. Very old 90s board game. We played The Harbingers, which was the last videotape board game before they gave up and a few years later decided to do DVD versions of the game. It's very complicated to explain, but basically you as a group of people race against each other to try and beat the board game with a timer of 60 minutes.
I'm sure the only one I've played with you is the I forget which one it is. The one with the gatekeeper.
So yeah, memories.
Stop!
I don't know his name.
Yeah, ain't that right, Duncan?
I was so drunk. I barely remember what happened.
Nothing worse than at 2 o'clock in the morning playing a game of Atmosphere and having a card that said, at this time, yell stop. Anyone who is scared loses a turn. We weren't scared.
We just all turned around and went, what the hell?
Yeah, we did. It was just like, yeah, why did you do that? And then realising, there was a card. But the fact that Duncan had it twice.
Yeah, he did. It's something what had happened to Danny, though.
Yeah, it's like, I'll just get all the cards that do exactly the same thing over and over.
Because I'm sure that happened to Danny, actually.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
super drunk guy gets the same card twice in one game. No one else gets that card.
Yeah.
What we don't know is just never put the card back.
No, I
Just like-
assure you, it was 2 different cards with 2 different timestamps.
I turned it upside down and it said 6 minutes. Now it says 9. So yeah, there was those, and then actually, yeah, we played Drop Mix. It's a harmonics board game. So the guys who did Rock Band and Zumba Fitness. No, they didn't do Zumba Fitness. They did They did Summit, but they mainly did the Rock Band games.
Your memory sounds as good as mine.
Yeah, no, it's good. But yeah, it's a card game that teams of 2 or solo people try to beat each other in. They have to get 21 points before their opponent. But the unique feature of it is that every card has a RFID chip in it. And when that's read against the board, it starts playing a sample of music from a song. Like, for example, it could play vocals or it could play a drum beat or something like that. And as you play the game makes a mix based off.
I was wondering what game you went about. Yeah, I've played this with you.
Yeah, that was the siren, by the way, for Steph's figured out what Ryan's talking about.
They're coming for him. Finally.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
only
just
goes off on special occasions.
Yeah. So we've been playing them. That was fun. I really should try and play some other games to,
Well, when are you joining us on Dauntless again?
I will join at some point.
Once I've got
other
barred and
creatures to
completed it.
kill. Huh?
Once I've completed and got barred.
No.
You say that now.
Anyway. Right, so we are about 30 minutes in, so let's do some gaming news.
What
We've
little
got a
that we
couple.
have.
Yeah, like I say, slow news week. I'm not joking about that anyway. But Steph, you like Monster Hunter World,
I do.
and there's a lot of people in the world who like Monster Hunter World.
Yes, it's the most sold game in Japan's history on Steam.
Yeah. So it's the
And
it's
they've
the most
also
sold game
been
in Japan and
stopped from
internationally.
selling it. Because there's so many.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the best-selling game in
Well,
in
it's
China.
the best-selling game in Japan. It was also the best-selling game in China,
Yeah, it was.
except it's now not.
Banned.
Yeah. So Tencent, the Chinese company that buys everything, including League of Legends, or should we say Riot, and other companies that also were the publisher for Capcom's Monster Hunter World, or more Capcom and Sony's Monster Hunter World. Yeah, China have decided nope, and no reason currently has been
I
explained
was about
why.
to say, is there actual reason? Because I've not seen or heard of one or anything.
No, I mean, generally when it comes to China, there's a couple of reasons why they would take a game down. And it is, one, if it shows over-the-top scenes of, or over-the-top imagery of death. So there'd be sort of skeletons, Grim Reapers, blood, exposed bone isn't acceptable in China. So if you take into account of oh god, what was the Grim Reaper character called in League of Legends? The one like the Lich.
Oh god,
I don't know.
I forget.
Caiaphas?
Yes. That
I
one.
was a bit confused then. I was trying to think, are you trying to say, is that the one with the death ability? Yeah, Caiaphas.
Yeah, I was having a hard
Yeah.
time whether you're talking about Karthus or Thresh, because they kind of both came to mind.
Yeah. So it's like in that there was exposed, there was exposed bits
Yeah,
of undead
he was a skeleton.
bit. Yeah. China didn't consider that acceptable, so he had to be just basically like.
Didn't he just get a black
Cool.
mask or something?
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
black
it was just
face?
a couple of eyes and cloth everywhere, so it was just completely unrecognizable from.
I have to admit though, that's if I thought of the Grim Reaper, I don't really think skeleton. I think black overalls with just like yellow or red eyes or something like that.
Black
Yeah.
overalls.
Yeah, he works at a garage.
Farmer
ninja.
Reaper.
Works at a garage. Leave him alone.
It's a
I mean, the
ninja
scythe
reaper.
is a farming tool. I mean, the Grim Reaper could be a farmer.
Yeah.
An evil farmer
Yeah, he farms souls.
who works for Satan. Hold on a second, there's noise in the background.
Died.
I mean, go on without me, but I just gotta go explore that.
All right, fair enough.
He died.
So imagery of undeath generally not acceptable in China. But the other thing is contrasting political views from the current government is also unacceptable.
See, I don't know what that is at the minute for China, so.
So basically anything that isn't their communist.
Well, I understand that bit, but I mean, like, I don't know what their views are at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to Monster Hunter, they've decided, no, we're not going to say anything. It's just goodbye.
Yeah, I'm
And
back
thanks
in
for
my
all the
way.
fish.
Welcome back.
My dad was using a saw in the other room after I told him that I was recording this. I'm like, could you maybe hold on to that for half an hour?
All right, yeah, I'll hold on to it. It's going to be literally held into it for half an hour. This is a nice saw. This is a good saw.
Depends on what he's using it for.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, so, yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad to think that, I mean, it's a game about killing giant monsters. I don't know, so if it isn't the gruesome imagery business, and it isn't, as I'm seeing this in the article by the BBC that we're looking at for this, if it isn't excessive violence, drug taking, or sex, it's just,
Have they finally got a thing about cruelty to animals?
I don't know, but
Cruelty
look
to
at some of
giant
these
monsters.
Yeah,
cruelty to giant population decimating monsters.
Hey, just because they're big and scary doesn't mean that they don't have souls and families and are capable of
Of
love
feelings.
and affection.
Of
they're just-
feelings.
I've just realised they're everyone's monsters, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's communism again. It's just, you will find we will make these monsters for every man.
Or maybe they just wanted to say, no, we only believe in one monster and he terrorizes Japan for us.
Yeah, it is very possible on that. Well, yeah, I guess Sony will just have to figure out how to
Please the Chinese gods.
yeah, saw that. Just get just a nice trip over. But yeah, speaking of Sony, this one isn't in the list, but it is something that I have seen on the YouTubes and the web pages over the past few weeks. I saw various sources for it. Bethesda have decided they're the next company to have a problem with Sony's stubbornness at this point not to introduce crossplay for the PlayStation system and for PC. To the point where they're saying, well, if Sony doesn't actually want to do crossplay, we're not going to release our Elder Scrolls themed card game on the PS Store. So, yeah,
Yeah, probably
based on
beneficial for them.
based on that and the fact that everyone can have an opinion, are Sony being stupid to double down on lack of crossplay?
I'm going to say yes.
I would say yes as well.
Everyone's doing it these days. Keep up or get left behind, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when did this actually start in terms of the cross-play business? It was, we would
Rocket League was
effectively
one of
say
the
it was
first
Rocket
ones.
League, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocket
the-
League, Minecraft's now doing it.
Yeah.
There's quite a few games trying to do it.
Fortnite
Yeah.
was the big one. Like the ridiculous situation that on Sony, if you had even linked your Epic account to PlayStation Plus, at any point you couldn't use that account on any other console,
Sounds like Sony.
which is ridiculous. It's stupid. I mean, I know there was the opinion that the people saying, well, Epic should have sorted that out. They should have realised that might happen. It's like, no, not fully. It's a bit of a silly opinion that but publishers should just realise what console manufacturers are going to do all the time. No, they're not. But yeah, I think at this point Sony just need to just give up. I know that they got hit with a hack a few years back, but,
Yeah, but
to basically
everyone did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hack was Microsoft, Nintendo. Every single one of them got the hack.
Yeah.
So it happened all around the same time.
Yeah, and I mean Sony's idea that the only way they can solve the security issue is to not allow any form of outside connection. It's a bit, it's just a bit silly. Just
Well, I
doesn't work
mean,
for me.
the proof is in the pudding. I mean, clearly it's not a problem that's exclusive to Sony if these other companies are having cross compatibility and they're not having specifically any more issues than Sony is.
Yeah, the only issue I see with that is how many Nintendo games are cross-platform. Because
Every major third-party title at the moment seems to be having it.
Because if you actually think of it, Microsoft's connecting to itself through PC, so I doubt they would have an issue with that. There might actually be a security issue somewhere down the line for Sony. I'm not saying there is, I'm not saying there isn't, but they might be, because Microsoft is just connecting to Microsoft. It's not like it's that much of a leap for them. It's like going to one building to the next door.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Whilst with Sony, it's not like you're sending it to there, you're sending it to a whole new company. You might as well be on the other side of the planet to Sony.
I mean, physically they are. When you think about it, they are on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
So there could be that security risk that would lower their firewalls just to do this. I doubt it'll be as bad as they think though.
No, I don't think it's going to be as bad as they reckon. I think it's silly. I think it's a silly move for them to not go forward with any crossplay themselves, because it'll make it a lot fairer for everyone, because not everyone can afford to get multiple systems, and some people do prefer being set on certain systems. So it's a natural next step at the moment for us to go to a cross-play model with games, because what each developer can do, they can then encourage and enforce more exclusive titles, and it could actually create more innovation in the actual game market at the moment, because there's currently very little exclusivity anyway, and crossplay can just force them to do that.
I have my own sort of opinions on exclusivity as well. It's just I'm not a fan of it. I mean, tell someone, right, the only way you can get this game is if you buy our console.
What I mean, like Halo. The only way you can get Halo is have an Xbox. The only way to get what's PlayStation's?
Uncharted.
Uncharted's one.
Yes, that'd be the big one.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo.
Detroit, that one that just came out.
Nintendo is anything Mario.
Nintendo has a lot of exclusives.
It is.
But then they have a lot more to work with than PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, based on sort of 1980s gaming, they've already got an established mascot and everything like that. So.
And the fact they basically own Sega.
Yeah, Sega, Nintendo's bitch.
Yeah, Sega has become the homeless guy that lives in Nintendo's basement.
Sega's the mercenary of the console generation now.
Well, they're more of a publisher now than they are actual developers.
They will actually build you a console though. If you pay them, they will make you a console.
I didn't know.
Well, I could deal with a new Mega Drive.
Oh, it's not a Mega Drive. It's basically they make their brand new. It's basically like a Steam playing game, but for Sega games.
Oh, damn. Oh well, no, I got burnt by the Dreamcast. I'm not going there again.
GameCube. You can't beat the GameCube on a 64. 64 and GameCube, best consoles they ever made.
That's Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what did the Sega? Oh, Sega's Sega Mega Drive, wasn't it? Duh.
Yeah.
I'm losing the plot. Yeah. Still, Nintendo, best games they ever made, best thing they ever made. GameCube, Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah. No, it is. It's good. There's still a silver GameCube around.
I've got a purple one, the original.
Yeah. They were the good ones.
Star Fox 64 for life.
Oh man, I wish. Right,
Oh,
and
sorry, no. I have to be sensitive to my UK audience here. Star Wing 64 for life.
jeez, renaming of that one just that is an opinion for another podcast. That was just Ryan's hatred of why they rename games for international audiences for no reason whatsoever.
Ryan, they renamed
Legal reasons.
They renamed a pathway to they basically named things. Americans are stupid. Let's put it that way.
And after that,
I don't care. We can lose all the Americans. We don't need them.
let's just make this a UK and Canada exclusive podcast. Yeah.
European and Canada. We will also want Mexicans.
No. You guys did Brexit. You're not allowed to sell it to the UK anymore.
No,
No.
we can sell
You
to the
burned that
UK. We
bridge.
can't sell Europe. Okay, so
Excuse me,
we're
I
going
think
for
I-
Russia.
That's where I'm at, Europe.
So we're aiming this at Russia, Africa, the whole of Asia, Mexico, Mexico, and Canada. Have I
We're
missed
gonna get
anywhere?
banned from China.
Why?
We're talking about Monster Hunter.
Conflicting
Probably,
political
yeah.
views.
For excessive violence, drug use, gore, sex, things like that.
Yep.
I'm only breaking one of them, and that's Gar.
Oh, yes. Speaking of gore, the last bit of news that I found was, remember Darius was talking about Vampire last week, Duncan?
Oh yes, Darius, our favorite vampire.
Yes,
The good vampire.
Everyone's favourite vampire. So we were mentioning that Vampire was very dialogue heavy. Well, it got a bit of attention, and the makers of the game, Don't Nod, have managed to grant TV adaptation rights to Fox. So there will now be a Vampire TV spin-off series.
Do you think it's going to be what we expect though? Considering Fox buy out from Disney. From Disney, you'll get its hands on it somehow.
Well, I mean, it's a subsidiary of Fox
But-
at the moment. It's Fox 21.
Have you actually heard what Nintendo's... Nintendo? Why am I talking about... What Disney was actually thinking of doing to them?
No.
There was... It's basically a rumour, because it never got really spread that far, about them... for 21st Century Fox, and they bottom out, is to get rid of it completely. Because it clashes with something that... that Disney works upon, and it's part of their policies.
Oh, wow. You know, there's something in like the rest of the world called competition law and monopoly. I think Disney would probably do well to realise that.
Yeah, but then all you have to do for that quite easily is just keep it a separate business.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Disney and the House of Mouse.
So what you
corporate
say-
overlords.
So what you're saying is that Darius is a Disney princess now.
Yeah, basically Disney vampire princess Darius.
Yes.
That's a lie. He hasn't got nice, long, magical powers.
You have to introduce him as such next time he's on the podcast.
Yeah, magical Disney princess Darius. Oh, that is so happening. So it turns out that Don't Nod have been doing this with their games before, though. So did you know that they're actually making a TV adaptation of Life is Strange?
Yeah, I heard
I
about
don't know that.
Yeah, so the great point-and-click adventure game with branching storylines is becoming a fixed TV show. That probably won't work.
Life
Probably
is
not.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got form, but like Netflix is working on a Witcher TV show.
Yep.
And Showtime has got Halo.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wonder how they're gonna have their main character being a guy in a helmet. I mean, they could go all V for Vendetta, get someone like Hugo Weaving to just do the voice of Beefy Master Chief. But yeah, so they're
Hugo
doing.
Weaving as Master Chief. Ridiculous.
Oh yes, I will take on I will get the Forefathers. I don't know anything about Halo now. It's been so long, I don't know who the bad guys
Mr.
and who the good guys are
Arbiter,
anymore.
good to see you again.
Yes, Mr. Arbiter. Oh, yeah. No, actually, no, I think that would work. Just get Hugo Weaving into anything. That would work very well. This is actually leading me to a new segment that I'm deciding to call the Spot Call.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, do you remember I was saying there was that question I wanted you to think about but not know about at the moment. So, I've got a little game. A very little game. It's a very quick game. I'm going to give each of you 3 1 minute to answer my question. And I'll just decide who's got the most compelling or best answer out of it. Because that'll be fun.
Okay.
So the question is this. Based on the fact that Don't Nod's getting the Vampire TV spin-off, if you had infinite money and just a network executive who went and said, yes, I'll air that, what video game would you like to see made into a TV series? You'll get a minute to explain each. So we'll just go there. And I'll start with Steve.
You threw him off.
Right, actually, I've got one thing for you that might surprise.
Okay.
There's one game series that I played on PlayStation some years ago. I did not ever play its third game that was released because it was a monstrosity.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like them, if I had the money to do it, probably do a continuation of Dino Crisis games.
Oh, Time Crisis. Okay, you got a minute.
Dino Crisis.
Oh, Dino Crisis. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you've still got a minute.
Yeah, because they never completed the story from the second game.
Hmm.
And when they did the third game that was released on Xbox, it was set in the future with genetically modified dinosaurs and an absolute monstrosity of a game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's probably what I would do. Probably bring that back.
Okay, quick question on that. Who would be your leading role?
Leading role.
Oh, great. We have to think of that too.
For it.
Yeah, your actor or actress. I haven't played Down because I don't know if it was male or female that was the lead character in it. So.
Well, you could be either or from the second game. In the first one, the main character was Regina.
Okay.
So it would have to be. Oh shit. Sorry. Can't say. I've thought about who could be the one to cover that. I don't know.
Okay.
Not really
Fair
thought
enough.
about it.
Time.
Kind of threw me on the spot a bit.
That was the whole point.
But yeah, that would be what I would do if I had the
enough.
money to do it.
Okay, so fair enough. So we got a TV remake of Dino Crisis or continuation thereof. Yeah. Okay, so Duncan, what TV series game would you have?
Quick question. Does it have to be live action, and does it have to be from a video game series, or can it be one game?
It can be from any game or video game series, and it can be either live action or animated.
Then this one's easy for me. I'm going to go with an anime adaptation of The World Ends With You, my very favorite Nintendo DS game.
Oh, yes, here we go. So your time started. Why would you do this?
Okay, I mean, the game is already pretty well suited for an anime. Its story is pretty solid. Its characters are great. I think that having an anime adaptation would give an excellent opportunity to explore maybe some of the backgrounds, the histories of our main characters a little bit more. And we can maybe get a bit of a better perspective on events that are happening outside the main storyline, because a lot of pacing of the game kind of depends on focusing the narrative as much as possible on what is relevant to our main protagonist and having them find out about certain things at certain times. But if you were to expand that into an animated series, you would have a little bit more freedom to explore the perspectives of other characters who are also doing important things at different times throughout the game. Should I explain what the World Ends With You is, in case there's anyone who knows, or should I do that after my spiel?
So your time's run out, so we can explain a little bit about the World Ends With You. So it was a Square Enix RPG for the DS.
Yeah, it's a 2D action RPG made by the same team that developed Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it is
Yeah.
very similar to like a Kingdom Hearts action RPG game in its overall presentation, only it's two-dimensional. Forget that card game mechanic bullshit, though. That's stupid.
Hey,
So
I like that.
basically, the premise is you've got a bunch of teenage kids in Japan, Tokyo specifically, who, spoilers, they're all dead. Um, and the whole point of what they're doing out in the afterlife is that they have to participate in what's called the the Reaper's game
Mm-hmm.
in order to earn their way back into real life. If they fail, they get erased from existence and their soul is dispersed. And so they get access to a bunch of psychokinetic powers
Yeah.
to aid them in their undead adventures. And it is very, very, very good, and it is also being remade for the Switch later this October.
Oh, yes. I now actually want to Switch. I want to Switch because I loved it for the DS. And the best thing, I know that they've done an iPad and an Android version of it called the Solo Edition. But what I liked about World Ends With You was its fighting mechanic. So you always controlled the main character.
Mm-hmm.
So you would fight, and you would be on the bottom screen. So you would be fighting the monsters and doing whatever. At the same time, you would have a partner, which was also part of the storyline for it. And they would also be fighting a separate set of monsters, so you were sort of desynced from each other. And it had like this weird like switch mechanic, so you could bounce your attacks between characters in order to try and take on all the monsters at the same time. And I really liked it. It was intuitive, especially using the DS's sort of mechanics and stylus controls and the face buttons to work out. So yeah, actually.
I thought it was really interesting. I liked that. I thought it was interesting how they made basically every single function in the game all stylus controlled. So it was like 100% stylus. And then they also had the only time you ever used the buttons were to control the character on the top screen. And I have played the solo remix on my phone. I've played it quite extensively actually. And what they do to resolve that in the phone version and the mobile version is essentially all of your abilities are represented by pins or badges that you equip and you can use in battle as a result. Essentially, the way the partner works in the solo version is they're essentially treated as like a free badge that isn't treated as part of like your main roster, and they are activated and their abilities are used in the same way that you use a badge. So like whatever input you would use to use a certain pin, you would also use that input for your partner. And so depending on what kind of pins you have, you can sort of alternate and create combos going back and forth between your abilities and your partner's abilities. So yeah, you're kind of made to change your playstyle depending on which partner you have, because you have different partners throughout the game, because they're all activated in different ways. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Fair dues. Yeah, like I say, I've got to grab that again, I think. But yeah. So we've currently got Dino Crisis and we've got The World Ends With You. So the long-awaited thinking time of Steph.
Yes, I've been researching stuff.
Oh, you cheat.
I needed to know people's names, or I'm just gonna say other shows and not know names. Like,
If
I want
anyone's
this
gonna get
person from
extra
this show.
time to get names and specific details down, it's Stefan. He's the most likely person to start using words like thing and stuff and
Oh, yeah.
whatever, things like that.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
have you got an
Right.
answer for us, Stefan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what have you got?
Well, I'm not that far into the game, but Monster Hunter World. I would love to see that as an actual TV show, because it'll have
Okay, fair
adventure, it'll have epic. I think it'll just be epic overall.
It's already in the works.
Is it?
A film, anyway.
Yeah, I don't want a film. I want a TV show.
Okay.
I get that. The film's already in the works with Mila Jovovich being in
Because
it.
Oh, of course it's going to be bloody Mila Jovovich.
it's like I find the Flash TV show is gonna be better than the Flash film.
Okay.
Just like
So
Batman TV shows are better than most Batman films.
so who would your lead actor be for?
Well, seeing that Monster Hunter World, there was actually 3 of them. I would want 3. So I was thinking Steve. I don't know his last name from Arrow.
Okay.
I think it's Stephen Alman.
Oh yeah, Stephen Amell. That's
Amell. He'll be the upcoming hunter that's basically trying to get into the world, get his name all big. I'll want Jenna Coleman. I
Yep.
think it is.
Okay.
She would be his basically his handler, who would have all the information he needs for hunts, give him all the like, okay, to prepare for this hunt, you will need this and this and this. And then I was thinking someone like Van Diesel, who would be like the veteran who shut up. Who would be the one who's the veteran, showing him the ropes, getting him along to get to the bigger hunts.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So you were a little over time on that, but you were in a flow, so I could just kept that going. This is a tough decision.
You've had the most time to think out of all of us because you came up with the questions, so don't back out now.
Oh no, I never said it was for me to find an
Yeah,
answer.
he was the one
To
picking.
determine who. Yeah, my.
Oh,
trouble
you're
is
picking the
picking
favorite
which one of
person.
these.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, this is awful. I want a World Ends With You TV series.
Yes.
I want it.
So-
Yes, believe me, I like big beefy dinosaurs and big beefy monsters. But we've had Jurassic Park. And we've had, well, to be fair, we've had Rampage.
True.
I've not
Let's
Give
watched
give
Vin
it-
Diesel a break from the video game movies for a little while before we start throwing him into Monster Hunter.
But yeah, a sort of a TV series that looks on, a very evil game with a very nice prize for people who are dead does sort of work. And yeah, it definitely fits in the anime style. So yeah, I have to give that one to Duncan for this week.
Yay, what do I win?
When do we start filming?
Yeah, so what you win is the ability to now go and ask TV network executives.
Now
to
put
see
your
if we
idea
can do a
forward
one.
and see if you can get it or not.
Yeah.
Well,
You have-
we're
you
gonna have to
the honor.
buy. We're probably gonna have to buy about 10 million copies of The World Ends With You when it comes on Switch before they even consider it. So tell your friends.
Yeah, yeah. Tell everyone. Oh man, Square Enix, just get them going. Hell, they might even do just do one of their movies. I wouldn't mind. At all. So
I'd like to point
Yeah.
out we're not sponsored.
no, we're not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Square Enix, Capcom, the government of China, or Rooster Teeth.
Or Sony. Or
Yeah,
Microsoft.
or Sony, or anyone else. Hell, we're not even sponsored by Immaterial Gamers because I
We're
don't have
on
the budget for
PC.
that.
Of course, Sony doesn't sponsor us.
Yeah, well, true.
No cross compatibility, remember?
Yeah, that is fair enough. So, before we go and wrap this up, I just want to explain how weird it is, to have pop culture just invade your life while doing normal stuff. So, I am a weird nerd. I watch pro wrestling. I can sit there and watch anime films. I play video games. I go bingo.
That's old people. That's not pop culture. That's old people.
I am a 30-year-old male. I think bingo is perfectly fine. And if I win money, screw you all.
I'd rather play the lava.
But, yeah. No, it was just weird in terms of my pop culture referencing to be walking past the TV in the slot machine room and I hear the emergency broadcast system from Rooster Teeth's Day 5.
Oh yeah, Sky's got it, hasn't they? I remember
Yeah.
you telling me this.
Pick TV, which is effectively what used to be called Sky 3 in the UK, have picked up the first series of Day 5.
Oh boy, I just caught the barest of whispers about the Day 5 appearing on TV. That
Yeah.
sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah. So people in the UK who haven't necessarily been Rooster Teeth fans will be able to get to watch a live action TV series. most of America that aren't watching or that aren't like Rooster Teeth First members get to watch it on the El Rey network. They get to watch both series. The way that the UK works, we only ever buy one series at a time, and then if the ratings are good, it'll happen. But with Pick TV and Sky, I reckon both series will end up there soon enough. Which then that gives Rooster Teeth the actual money to do a third series.
Oh, a new film.
So, yeah. So who would have thought a company who started by doing comedy videos based on Halo would do that?
Would one day appear on British television?
Yeah. And we're not talking. I know people can turn around and say, "Oh yeah, Netflix. They've had Red vs. Blue on Netflix." Yeah. It's like, no, this is big. The very picky UK TV communities went and said, "Yeah, we'll pick that up."
Yeah,
We'll
but
have
come on. From what they do show already, it was kind of a give they would take it at some point. Either while Rooster Teeth was dead and buried, or at some other point.
And again, that one was not sponsored by anyone in particular.
The
I just thought that
BBC,
was
Rooster Teeth, or anyone else of the above.
Yeah, it was not
Actually,
being by Sky, BBC, Rooster Teeth, or Duncan.
Or UK TV.
I actually just picked up the Blu-ray combo set from RTX of Day 5. Both Season 1 and 2 were on sale there. It's not even available for sale on their website yet, I don't believe. But they had it. They had a few advanced copies available for RTX attendees, so I'm gonna be watching that soon.
Oh, if they decide to manage to get a Blu-rays for RTX London, it may end up being picked up. Just a thing. Other than that, I just need to make sure that if that isn't the case, I just need to make sure I do a TiVo box recording.
I feel like you're gonna go there with an empty bag and come back with an overfilled bag.
Yeah, there'll be a segment of the podcast the week after that just called Ryan's Sparkly Shiny Shit.
Are you gonna buy one of them like £30 boxes where it's like what the content is over £50?
Yeah, I'll do an audio unboxing of stuff. It's like, guys, look at this.
Have a mystery
look at
box.
this. It's a Furby.
Steven Universe.
Yeah.
That's what I got in mine when I went to Austin.
Yeah.
I got a plushie of Steven Universe. It's worth £30.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen. I'm going to be broke next month. Oh man, right. So we are running way over time here. I'm seeing this on my recording. We're at 1 hour 7 minutes, and I said we're going to try and keep these to about 45 minutes, 50 minutes each. So yeah,
we did well.
It just feels more comfortable. Seem to actually be getting into it a bit. So yeah, that'll be fun. But that is it for this week's Immaterial Gamers podcast, which doesn't currently have a name yet. See, I got the order right.
Oh, did you?
Time. Yeah. And since I don't have to introduce myself at the end of the podcast, I will wish everyone a good week and
a Merry Christmas.
We won't see you in Christmas, but we will. Wow, someone's. Cheers, Steve. You bored?
Steve's falling asleep on us.
Yeah. So.
Slow.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm just a little tired. It's alright, I've not been sleeping that well, that's all it is.
Fair enough.
5 hours sleep, what a wuss.
Hey.
Hey,
I usually do less than that.
I do less than that already.
Right, okay. Either way, we will see yous all next week.
See you later, Yoctograms.
See you later.
See you, Grandpa Steven.
Hey. Still here for now.